Hello and welcome to the Academy Debate Show's The Brain Trust Show. The Brain Trust is a brainstorming session about just social topics, and tonight's topic is brainstorming about what the Brain's Trust will be brainstorming about for the next few weeks. Anyway, that's why we're called the Brainstorming Squared. We'll probably have a few of these as we go. Tonight, joining me is Placeholder Films and Egglord the Nosferatu. We'll probably have more people come in as we go. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so we're talking about brainstorming. We got Cassie in the chat. We're going to try and get her in here as well. She's grabbing her mic. Excellent. Well done. So some topics to brainstorm. We normally talk about politics, sociology, cultural things. What do you guys think would be some really good topics to just have a good brainstorming session, kind of find some solutions, and as we go along, kind of really emphasize what the Brain Trust is all about?
Well, so just to remind everybody, this isn't Chair working the account tonight. Chair's not feeling well, unfortunately, and we hope that he feels better soon. Placeholder is running it. I'd like to talk about more like abstract principles, like whether, we should merge with machines or whether we should, use stem cells and replace all of our food.
Would that be
the gospel of singularity?
Basically, yeah.
But okay. Now let me go ahead and I'm going to say two things, and the first thing is going to be kind of contradictory. The second thing is going to be pretty positive. So the Brain Trust is about brainstorming about ideas. It's really not about debating whether or not we should go, this direction or that direction, whether or not we should do this or that. And it's also really not more of a discussion channel about, or a discussion show about, what this all means, or philosophy.
I understand that. That's not what I'm getting at.
My second part is actually pretty encouraging. This is a pretty interesting topic for brainstorming. How would we go about doing this? Like, what kind of path would we take? A good challenge, a good Brain Trust show out of this idea would be something like, what kind of evolutions would we have to go through in order to go from humans to being cyborgs, variations of cyborgs, and would we be willing to accept people, and how would we integrate people who didn't want to change? I think that'd be a pretty good topic.
Would it be ethical to? Would it be ethical to deal with them?
I think that would be more for a philosophy channel. I mean, it's something that you could touch on in the Brain Trust, but I don't know.
Well, we were kind of covering old philosophical manuscripts for a while, like the Enchiridion and the Art of War.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Academy Debate. Well, the Academy Debate Show channel hosts a lot of educational material, and along that, and honestly, this brainstorming session might actually churn out other shows for the Academy Debate Show channel. Stuff like, should we have a philosophy discussion show, and how would that look? A lot of the subjects that have been brought up for the Brain Trust have been things like have been more philosophical questions, and discussion show type material, and I've said no to those because they're not brainstorming. The Brain Trust is really about finding solutions, and in order to do that, you have to listen to a lot of ideas. So that's why our motto on the Brain Trust has always been: the more ideas you listen to, the more likely you are to hear a good one.
I agree. Hang on one moment. Welcome, Cassie.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Awesome.
Why are you looking at me in that crazy meme-ish sort of way?
Who?
You. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Twitter for some reason.
Oh.
No.
Anyway.
Now that I'm back in the Hangouts, I resend my recension of the previous comment and say, "Why are you looking at me in that meme-ish sort of way?"
Oh, you like my avatar? Yes, it's awesome.
I do. It is pretty awesome. I'm going to give you props for that. Well done. All right, so Cassie, what would you like to see us brainstorm ideas about?
Well, okay. A lot of the topics that you guys have so far touched on, I mean, there's a lot of philosophical stuff that you could think about, possibly. But that would be hard as a brainstorming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more of a philosophical discussion.
Yeah. And it's because when you get into the philosophical points of view and stuff, that gets into kind of a cloudier judgment. But that's because for me, I took criminal psychology, anthropology, and sociology. So it's kind of like I can see a lot of the stuff that, I mean, like, maybe if you guys went into a lot of the stuff like the education system, maybe
that's actually a really good idea. That's not a bad idea at all. How to reform the educational system.
That reminds me of a recent thing we did on this channel.
We are after all an educational channel. That's our purpose as the Academy Debate channel. But yeah, I think that's a really good one. Go for education, and from there you could actually bounce over to better healthcare. And you know, how do we actually provide good healthcare? Because let's face it, when we're talking about healthcare bills, things like the Affordable Health Care Act, I'm not going to call it bad.
Oh yeah.
All right, it doesn't actually provide healthcare. What it provides is insurance, which is just one of the many middlemen involved in the process of receiving health care.
Yeah.
But Obama done did it.
Yeah, but I don't want insurance. I can actually use a savings account and have more money at the end of it all. I actually
you're absolutely in that.
I did a video on that. You can go check out Dolphin Radio and check out. I have a video called "How to Beat Obamacare and Save Your Money." And it shows you how to use a savings account to act as your own insurance company. You don't need health insurance. You just need a savings account. And you need to be diligent about putting money into it.
Well, and this is the other question, is the mental health debate. Is mental health actually considered part of healthcare? Well,
I think that would be more on the... We actually do have the debate show, which airs every Friday night at 9 p.m. Is it 9 p.m. 8 Central?
Yes.
Excellent. I have to remember because
I'm more certain than I am.
Working in 2 time zones here. But yes, we have 9 p.m. 8 Central and 11 p.m. 10 Central for the BrainTrust. And we really want to push this idea of having a brainstorming session type show. And I'd love to see other ones pop up. I think it's a brilliant idea as a show. So have people go on.
I was going to say, how can we change the mental health care system? Because that is completely flawed to the extreme.
No, hold on. I'll give it some credit. I'll give it some credit. It's come a long way in the past 100 years.
Yes, it has.
Night and day.
And with that one, I have some firsthand knowledge because of my kid's dad. He is a schizoaffective disorder. So,
what exactly is that? I'm not aware of what that is.
The way they described it to me, it's like schizophrenia along with bipolar.
Wow.
So that's part of the reason we're no longer together because of that. It got really bad.
I'm just bipolar. I can't imagine adding that other component.
See,
I'm like, I'm depression and anxiety, so that's about the worst.
I'm gonna give you all of you some great advice. Do what I
Huh.
did. Marry your best friend's little sister, and you'll never have to worry about getting divorced because you grew up already one of their kids. You know, you're already in the family.
If I
It
married my
works.
best friend's little sister, that would be really awkward.
Okay, well, if you're a chick, marry your best friend's little brother or older brother. Actually, it'd be older. Yeah, probably.
Wait,
If you,
my
if
best
you do what my wife did, and marry your
my
best
best
friend.
friend's gay. He's a gay porn star. That would be awkward.
Do you have an older brother?
No, he doesn't. He has an older sister
Mm,
who's a nutcase.
and
I
you're
love her,
not,
but she's not gay.
and you're not gay.
Mm.
See, we're all about solutions here on the Brain Trust.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gay because I have been with a girl. So those words.
Wow.
Sexuality is fluid.
Let me ask
Gender
you
is
this.
not.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you guys think, and this is off of the Brain Trust topic, but it just popped into my mind, and I have to ask, do you guys think that as sex robots become a thing, that there's going to be a sexuality associated with that, like wanting to only have sex with sex robots?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. They already kind of
Is it going to be like a robosexual?
Probably.
Yes, we will call them robosexuals. And we will call gay robots romosexuals.
Can you get two sex bots to have sex with each other?
Probably.
It depends on how advanced are they.
If they did it enough times that their programming like short circuited and reprogram them to only have sex with each other, then would they be robosexuals or homorobosexuals?
Well, it depends. Are we considering like giving these things human levels of intelligence with the ability to edit their own code?
Not if we're smart.
No, yeah, I was gonna back a bet on the egg on that one.
And are we gonna consider male, quote unquote, male robots and female robots one gender?
Yeah, okay, you know what? That could be a definite topic. How to make sex robots great again.
Oh God. What did we do? Oh boy.
We're breaking the internet here, guys. We're treading new ground.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make them in America, and they're gonna be huge, and they're gonna be great. They're gonna be the most amazing sex robots you ever seen.
What?
I can't help myself. Yeah.
It's fine. I'm just laughing as hard as because today at work, me and one of my the ladies that I work with, we're talking about penis size and shape and the difference. And yeah, our gay boss walked up and went, "Uh-oh," and walked away. I was like, "What?"
I actually have a pretty good story about work today. I went to work today, and about 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. I'm sorry. I did my normal jog around the building complex, and as I'm coming around back to my front of my office, I see this rabbit, and it's not a rare thing to see a rabbit running around my office, but this one doesn't move. Like, and as I'm running up on it, it's like it's still not moving, and I'm like, the hell's going on? So I stop, and I do the pacing walk for a minute because you can't just stop. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, I see you, dude. I see you. Like, I'm looking right at you. Why are you not running away? So I stop, and I stand there for a minute, and I look at it, and I reach down and I like scratch its head, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he moves around, and he like kind of freaks out for a second and starts clawing away, and his back legs are completely useless.
Oh.
Like, something has happened to this rabbit. His back legs are no longer working. and he's got some scratches on his head and his side, and I'm like, oh shit, this rabbit is dead in the wild. So
Yeah.
I do what I think is best. I go ahead and I pick up the rabbit, I bring him up to the shade, I set him in the shade, and I go back to my office, and it bugs me for like an hour. I'm sitting there for like an hour, just like, God damn it. There's a fucking rabbit in the bushes over there. It's going to die. It's going to die in like a day. It's going to die in like 2 days. You know, it can't run away.
Yeah.
And so I call up my mom. She has rabbits. And I'm like, hey, would you mind taking care of a rabbit that I found in my work? I could drop it off, you know? And so she's like, yeah, definitely. So I bring it by. I drop it off at my mom's house. I go back to work. And I got a call from her about 8 p.m. And the rabbit's doing great. He's loving the food. She's like, look, I don't know if his back legs are ever going to work again, but he's safe. He's got food. He's got water. And he's no longer a wild rabbit.
Aww.
So my mom has a new rabbit pet, and I saved a poor animal that probably got hit by a car. Let's say more than likely that's why his back legs weren't working. But that was my heartwarming story of the day. And by the way, special hashtag Miss Shannon Gibbs. This goes out. That story is personally for her. I saved a rabbit today, and it makes up, because the universe balances itself out. And if Miss Shannon hears that, she'll know what I mean. Anyway, let's go back to ideas for ideas.
Well, since we kind of touched on the sexuality part, when do you actually bring up the topic of sexuality to your children? And when is the right time to actually discuss?
That's a very good question.
We're gonna, you know what? That would be like a that is a multi. I'm son of a bitch. I'm so writing all this down. I promise you. And we are going to have probably the next 6 months of BrainTrust worked out at the end of this episode. But that's 3 episodes right there.
Mm-hmm.
That is an amazing conversation because you have to go into have the discussion about sex.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to, on top of that, you have to go into the discussion about sexuality.
Yep. And then and also you have to discuss safe sex with your child.
Yeah.
You shouldn't leave it up to the schools. You need to be the one to do it.
Yeah, if you're relying on the government for anything, you're a fucking moron. I'm not saying that because I hate you. I'm saying that because I love you. And I think that you're a fucking moron if you expect the government to take care of you. The government wants obedience and your vote, and that's all.
Mm-hmm.
So
how do we fix that problem?
That's an excellent question. I think you throw a few more
on like re-government get out. No step on snake.
No step on snake.
I think you throw a few more Trumps in the mix, but that's just me.
I don't trust any politician.
I don't trust any politician either. That's why I voted for Donald Trump, the guy that's not a politician. He is so much not a politician.
I know, but then he reminds me more of a banker or a
carnival barker.
One of those people that you don't trust either. So I'm just like, I don't trust any of them. Damn it.
Honestly, I think.
How do we?
Well, I'm not going to get into that. It's not the topic. So. Anyway.
How do we deal with the issues between the individual and the state?
That's a really good question. That's
how do we even phrase, for instance, because I mean your opinion is not. It's encountered in some.
I'm gonna interrupt Egg here for a moment, and I'm gonna posit the idea of how do we get Egg a good internet connection
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm still having that issue.
I love you to death, man. You are one of my favorite people to have on any show, but your internet connection has never failed to suck.
I have a question. Where the heck are you?
I'm in
Southern
Florida.
Alabama. Oh,
Okay, I'm in like hillbilly Georgia, and I have a better internet connection.
Oh,
That is
bullshit.
kind of weird.
Wait,
Yep.
you're in Hillbilly, Georgia?
Well,
Yes.
I'm not. Okay, to be
That's
fair-
probably south of me.
To be absolutely fair, I'm not in good Florida. I'm in Bradenton, which is
There is no good Florida. There's like St. Augustine, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
But-
you forget though, Florida
There's-
has their very own superhero. His name is Florida Man.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
you know
all
what?
over the news.
There's
How-
Pensacola, there's St. Augustine, and there's Pensacola, and those are the only good parts of Florida. Everything else is shit. I'm just like, I don't mean to criticize.
no.
Everything else is shit.
Trust
I've
me,
never been to Florida, so
you're never going to talk to a Floridian who doesn't agree with you on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna reiterate: Pensacola, St. Augustine. I love you guys. You're amazing cities, but everything else in your state is shit. And by the way, have you ever noticed that 90% of the
I have a
shittiest
question.
stories on the news come from Broward County, Florida?
yes.
Or
All the best YouTube court videos are in Broward County. All the best YouTube cop videos are in Broward County. YouTube, like seriously, Broward County is the craziest fucking county in the whole United States. It's ridiculous.
I have a question. What causes the Florida Man phenomenon?
Because all
Huh.
of Florida is insane.
I have no idea. I've never been to Florida. I've been to California and Mexico and Georgia.
Okay, so Florida is basically East Coast California.
Egg, hold on to that idea.
Southern or northern?
Southwestern.
I was gonna say if you're saying southern, that means that I was crazy because I grew up in Southern California.
Yeah. I'm not gonna like articulate any suspicion of your sanity levels.
No, I'm insane. It's all right.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you insane in the membrane?
Insane in the brain.
Yep. And I moved to Georgia or Georgia. That's the way we say it. By the lake because I wanted to be by the lake. I don't know why I want to be by the lake, but I wanted to be by the lake.
Are you by Lake Lanier?
Yes.
Oh my God, you're right next to me, son of a bitch. Come over, I'll give you a bottle of mead. It'll be great.
Yes, I'm like right on the lake.
Son of a, there's like one lake in all of Georgia that anyone knows.
Yep.
When you say I'm by the lake, I know where you are. I'm on the other side of the mall. God
Which
damn it.
mall?
The
I'm in
mall.
Hall. I'm in Hall County.
The mall. The
The-
mall of Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got to remember, I'm in Hall County.
I'm next to the Mog.
So,
Anyway, so brainstorming ideas. How do we get malls away from us?
blow them
Stop
up.
shopping at them. And blowing them up.
Sorry.
That doesn't get rid of them though. That just means that they're bad.
They're gone. Blowing them up makes them gone.
Temporarily.
I think we as Americans should declare that we have no ancient monuments and that we should engage in a massive campaign to build ancient monuments that are built by modern techniques, but look ancient as fuck, and we should build them right on top of where malls used to be before we demolished them to build ancient monuments.
Yes, that would be lovely.
We should, like, you know, bury a giant tablet covered in weird symbols.
Yeah,
Out in the
absolutely.
middle of the desert somewhere.
No,
Oh my
not
God.
somewhere right next to an ancient mall.
Hold on. It wasn't in the desert, though, placeholder. It was up in upstate New York. Didn't you read Joseph Smith's biography?
Oh boy.
Oh, and by the way, you're not in Hillbilly. I gotta say, Ragdoll, you are not in Hillbilly, Georgia. You're about 70 miles north of Hillbilly. I'm sorry, you're about 170 miles north of Hillbilly, Georgia, about 30 miles south of it.
Okay, I just know that people look at me weird when I speak Spanish. So.
Hey, I didn't even
no
think
habla español? ¿Qué pasa?
Sí, yo habla español porque mi papá vive en México, en Guadalajara. Oh,
mi familia es a la España, ¿sí?
¿Qué hora es?
Yeah, I was American born abroad. So that's why.
My family's from Spain.
My family's from
Ireland.
literally.
My family's from Spain and Ireland, so.
My mom's family is from England, Ireland, and
all
the United States.
All white people are mutts.
Yes, and then.
And that's why I get so upset about like white people. What white people are you talking about? Are you talking about American white people? Are you talking about British white people? Are you talking about like? There's a lot of different white people, and
are Italians white? Are Middle Easterners white? Like are people only descended from the Caucasus Mountains white? Because Russians aren't white then.
Russians are white.
Russians are not white.
Russians are totally white. Don't you?
No, they look white. They're not white though.
Explain this to me. I was born.
Okay, how do we make Russians white again?
Oh my God! Now let me ask you this: where do I fall on the spectrum of my dad?
Of whiteness?
Yeah, my dad was born in Guadalajara, Mexico. I was born in Guadalajara. My mom was a U.S. citizen. My mom's a U.S. citizen.
Right, but where's she from?
Riverside, California.
Like, where's her street? Like,
oh, she's from.
What part of Europe is she from?
Ireland.
White.
England, Scotland, and then she's part Native American.
Not white.
Oh.
You're 1/16 Native American? You should run for Senate.
and then on top of that, my dad I don't even know half his family tree. I just know that he was born there. So, but yet I'm glow in the dark white. I am so pale, it's not even funny.
Tú eres la gringa.
Sí, yo era like un gringa, pero no es.
Anyway, so I think that's a topic we should probably kind of steer away from on this show. Let's mark it as a bad idea, race realism.
Yeah.
Funny and entertaining to talk about as it is.
Yeah,
YouTube hates that.
True.
Hey, I'm jumping in for a minute. Hopefully my stomach cooperates for about 20 minutes or so.
Hi, Chair.
Hey. God damn, I hate my stomach right now. By the way, the thing about shopping malls, you should do a brainstorming on how to save the American shopping mall, even though I know.
No, we're done. No.
Actually, I've got to agree with Cher. We have to.
Why?
How do we save them?
No.
You buy out the old malls and you convert them into paintball fields.
True. That's where.
I want to do that with school.
Well,
I want to buy. No, you buy an old school and you have it all and have like the desks as barricades and shit like that, and just like.
what was the place where people would hang out?
I know.
After- That's the social.
Where are the old people going to go for a walk at 5 in the morning? Come on.
Exactly.
What old people are walking at 5 in the morning at a mall?
That's what they do. I'm telling you, they do that. They do their speed walking thing at like 5 in the morning when nobody's there before stores open.
Do you not understand the sleep habits of old people?
No,
Nope.
I don't.
They
Go
go.
watch,
All right,
okay.
all right. Here's what happens. They go to bed at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. and then they get up at 3 a.m. and they spend an hour getting ready, and then they getting breakfast and all that, and then they just wander about.
Hey, Kathy, go watch
Get
the
in their
movie.
cars and they just wander about.
Watch the movie Cocoon, okay, and then you'll know the habits of old people.
Well, that sounds like my life. It takes me 3 hours to get ready for work.
I knew this guy. He was retired and he was renting a room where I was living. His day was you could spend like $10-15 and you got to go on a bus and spend all day up at the casino and shit.
Yeah, where you
Hey.
get to spend $150 or $300 or
No, there's a package that the
$7.
seniors pay, and they get like, here's X amount of tokens for the machines or whatever, and here you go. You know.
So it's like no cash value tokens.
Well, the slot machines or whatever.
That's pretty
like-
lame.
Here's-
It's like, here, just send your social security check right here and put it in right here, and we'll let you pull this. We'll let you pull this lever as much as you want.
Here's another question,
Mm.
an idea. This is something I've noticed from like that started in the 90s is the baggy pants trend on men.
Oh God.
Can I?
Like those ones that had the boxers sewn into them.
Can we
No,
make
the ones that.
make
Is it
men-
okay?
Jinkos are so cool. I want a pair of Jinkos so bad. I just can't
Go-
afford
Is
them
it
right
okay?
now.
Can
Is
we
it okay
kick
if
out
men-
the academy?
So we're gonna brainstorm ideas of how to get.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let Ragdoll finish what she's saying.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question: Is it okay for me to go up and pants them since their pants are almost all the way to the floor anyway?
Yes, always.
Yeah, but that's a question for a philosophical show. We need a philosophical show on the academy.
Run
We,
by a
we
chick.
need it. You know what? I am hereby starting a petition. You can sign it by saying yes, that we need a philosophical discussion show on the academy.
And we
Yes,
want a
why not?
female-
We do.
female host.
But I have
Tim, are you listening? Are you listening? You
We
son
need
of
a
a bitch.
Okay, we need some feminine wiles on this show. On a
he
show.
is in the chat.
I would love to see. You know what? I think Cassie. By the way, you're doing a great job. I've never heard you in a stream before. You're doing a great job. Have you ever hosted a show before?
Did you just
No.
admit that you never watched my show, you dickhead?
I've
But,
practically been on his shows for like a few months.
Yeah, like she's in the chat every episode.
Yeah, but have you've got a good voice.
Which
You've
is
got a
very
gr-
much appreciated. About
Yeah,
it.
you've got a great
Yeah.
avatar. Have you ever thought about hosting a show?
No,
Would
I
you
haven't.
like to host a show?
I don't know. I would have to test out the waters first to see how well I would do.
That'd be interesting. I'm not
Let
offering
Evan
any.
have that
I'm not
discussion.
offering anything. I'm pointing out that I'm in no position to make any offers.
I know.
I'm just curious if you'd be interested.
We should make. I'm just kidding here, but we should make our own sex show since Country does the Wednesday night sex show thing.
Oh my!
That
Do
now
they?
that I now I understand sex and sexuality and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah.
She's
that
like,
one would be
you know what?
perfectly-
Where do I sign up for that show?
Let's
So, but yeah, there was one that I was thinking of, an interesting one. You're talking about old people and stuff. Like, we should brainstorm ideas of what to do with our
you
elderly who are no longer.
seriously Academy and Lacey.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
God.
Once again, I'd like to offer the idea that we host a brainstorming session about how to get Egg a better internet.
I agree with that.
GoFundMe. I don't know. So
Yeah.
Because
Here's my
Egg-
question:
we don't want you a robot anymore.
Is better internet available in his area? That's the question.
Well, he's in Florida.
Old people don't use the internet. Come on.
Well, there's fiber wire in Florida.
It's funny. I used to live right next to a cell tower, and I used to get the worst reception. I happen to know the Egg's on a cell phone, so he's looking for cell reception.
No, but I was gonna make a suggestion. Like, should we put our old people on ice floes and send them home?
Well, what kind of a brainstorming session would that be? Like, what to do with old people?
Yes.
Well, if you're in America, they have rights. You can't really just abuse them.
like Grandpa Simpson, and he's just like, I don't want to be here.
So let's look at how to deal with old people in Monrovia. I'm pretty sure we could be pretty loose there.
Do you remember that episode of Simpson? It's an old one, okay, where Grandpa Simpson's walking down the street, sees a condom on the ground. He's like, it was Abe or whatever his name is, that other old guy, and he picks it up and he's like, latex condom. I'd love to live in one of those. But yeah, old people aren't useless, and we should get rid of them. No, I'm only kidding. But
So, here's another potential topic of discussion for an episode of Brain Trust.
Let's hear it.
If we practice death control, should we as a society also practice increased birth control to compensate?
That's more of a debate topic.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Or how we would address this social issue.
I think what a good idea, and this is you just brought up a good idea in my head, is like if you come up with a debate show topic where it's an overwhelming debate and it's on a really good subject, say like what you just discussed, and somebody just comes in with a killer argument and just sways everybody, and it's say 110 to 60, and it's not because the loser was a bad debater, it was because the winner was just that good, and that the argument was that good. Then I think we could assemble a brain trust around how to make the good ideas, the good debaters' idea work. And I think in that sense, the brain trust could kind of work with the debate show, but that's something we've kind of done in the past.
No, as far as the population stuff, you could have actually brainstormed how to, like, solutions to make sure that because our population is increasing dramatically, like how to
deal with population control.
No,
my vote.
It would be more about how to keep the earth sustainable. Like if we did population control, that gets into.
I like that idea. I like that idea because that's an opening to several dozen. Okay, who's that going?
Not me.
I'm not sure.
Well, it's not you.
Let me get my headphones and see if it's me.
You know what? It is you, because you're the only one that's not echoing.
I have stomach problems. Leave me alone.
Hey man, I feel for you.
No. Here's an idea: is how to make superhero movies better,
We did that one.
or how to fix the shit show that we call Star Wars at the moment.
Debating DC
Oh
and
my
Marvel.
god, I would love to be on that one.
You know what?
I just watched The Last Jedi. I am so disappointed.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes. It was horrible.
I can't
It's like
do
watching
that
Empire.
because my answer over and over again for an hour straight would be burn it all to the ground, burn it all to the ground, burn it all to the ground.
But by the way, Dolphin, we already have one debater for Friday. Kyle said that he would like to debate the DC Marvel thing. So
Awesome. Yeah, by the way, if you are in the area and you would like to see a really great moderated debate about DC Comics versus Marvel Comics.
What side is he on? What side is he on?
It is going to be an epic debate of epic proportions of
There's
epicness.
still 2 hours left, so it might still lose, but it's winning 57 of 43, so it's probably gonna win. So
Yeah.
What was the other? Was it PC gaming versus console?
I already
PC
told
Master
you.
Race, yeah.
I already told you. I'll if it ends up being PC versus console, I'll fight with anybody for console because I'm a console gamer and I don't really care.
I'm with you on the I'm with you on the FPS, but not the RTS.
Man,
I'm
the
the perfect.
first thing that came into my mind was fucking PC Master Race, this old cartoon I watched. I think it was by Psychic Pebbles.
Oh,
Of the console wars. It was so great.
oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
All right. So PC versus console. I'm only going to say this: diversity is our strength.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's think ideas for the brain trust then. Like we need to think about like our core audience, what are they into, what do they enjoy, you know, that type of thing. I mean,
Well, I think that the brain trust was built around the idea of solving social problems. Things like how do we repair relationships between the police and the public? How do we what was it? How do we reform the prison system? Things like that. These were really
I've got one.
great. Yeah, go on.
So, in the vein of that sort of a structured conversation, I think having the subject, how do we deal with the displaced labor caused by increased automation?
That's a good one. That's a really excellent subject right there. Yeah. And yeah, absolutely.
That's inevitable.
I was mistaken. I think Kyle was talking about that he was going to do the console debate, not the other one. But yeah, we'll find somebody easily, so it's fine. Yeah.
Well, I'll fight for Marvel. I'm not gonna do. I love DC, but sorry, Marvel has more.
What about ways of improving relations between the U.S. and other countries? What about that as a brain trust thing?
Keep Trump on Twitter.
Especially right now with Trump talking to Trudeau and being like, "You guys burned down the White House," when it was technically the British. You know.
Look, it's the only.
Man.
Okay.
I hope we go to war. I really hope we go to war. It would be the funniest goddamn thing ever.
We're gonna build
2 seconds.
We're gonna build a great wall on our northern border. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be huge.
Gonna pay for it.
And we're gonna have carriers, okay?
And we're gonna get the Canadians to pay for it.
It's gonna be like I can tell you, the wall in Mexico. It doesn't matter if you have a wall. We're gonna still get in. But
generally, it's for overstaying visas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how about immigration control?
Ooh.
I think.
How do we handle that?
Yeah, that's a good subject.
Mm-hmm.
Dig a trench 40 feet wide and 20 feet deep.
I think our problem is we're trying to
piranhas and sharks.
Here's a good idea.
Electrify the fence.
Well, look, we've been trying to stray away from any racial topics, but like if we approach it the right way, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's just.
Well, the thing is, we have immigrants that come from all over the world. It's not just one country. And if you're going to go after one, you have to go after them all.
That's why you need a good Muslim band.
No, I know, but the people on YouTube freak out when you talk about that shit. They're always just like, "Oh my god!"
Did I say Muslim band or Muslim band?
I don't know.
Band.
I'm pretty sure I just said band.
A Muslim band.
I'm seeing a bunch of haram music being jammed out over it. It's ridiculous.
They should call it Muhammad and his sheep.
How do we get David Hogg to shut the fuck up? No, we're not gonna go there. But
no, because
take away his Twitter check mark.
Yeah, that'd be about it.
Yeah, that's what you get to do to shut him up.
Like they're going on a world tour. Like they need to get some music artists to go with them if they're gonna do that shit. I mean.
Okay, here's another topic: is we can talk about Twitter and their lovely bans. that they put on people for saying stuff that other people don't like.
Yeah.
Or how to make Google honest again. You know, like the other day, I did a Google search. I'm not even kidding. You can actually look. I did a screenshot of this. It's on my Twitter. I did a Google search for Fox News Monday because I wanted to see the Monday news on Fox.
Yeah.
Like, because if you want to see news these days, you have to specify what channel you're looking for because you want to see if you, like, I don't know. I look at a lot of different sources, and one of the sources I look at is Fox. I put in Fox News Monday, and the first like 7, and I took a picture of it, a screenshot of it. Like the first 7 hits were CNN.
Of course.
And right after that, it was ABC, NBC, and then MSNBC. And then, like, about 23 search results down was finally an article issued by Fox. And I was like, I'm specifically looking for Fox for a reason, you asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do we fix that? How do we stop it? Because I don't think it's going to stop outside of a class action lawsuit.
No, and
That might be what it takes.
and the reality is, the way I feel about Google is that there's a lot of, I may not agree with a lot of people, but I am going to defend their right to say whatever they want. And I don't like the fact that Google seems to shut people up, and I don't like it.
I'm gonna go ahead and back up Egg because he has a shit internet and say, how do we? Because you know what? It's because of the Google overlords are like restricting his opinion. I personally feel like that's it. But no, he says, how do we ensure that people with check marks next to their names in Twitter are not in fact in league with Satan? And I say that we all need to put on our aluminum foil caps for this one.
Okay.
And really
Weird Al the entire time.
Combine our minds with our powers united. No, I totally get what he's saying though, because I could see like, Mark Zuckerberg. No, he's Facebook. Shit. Who's Google? No one knows. That's the thing. No one knows who Google is.
YouTube is Wojcicki, so we could go with her, but
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, Google, like the problem is they're working with all these NGOs and stuff too, so it's like.
What could YouTube do to fix their platform?
They can't. They can fire Susan Wojcicki, but I don't know if that's a really good conversation because it's been hammered to death. Honestly.
I've got a good one though. Okay, how to promote the Academy debate show? Like how to promote our shows on the Academy channel, like overall. Like that would be a good brainstorming session too.
Yeah, I think that's excellent. That's excellent, definitely, for sure. I mean, it's basically a different variation of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we need probably 1 or 2 more shows and like come up with some good topics for our educational videos and stuff like that.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys real quick why I thought of this show, and it was all Chair's fault. He said something that struck a chord in my brain.
And you were drunk.
No, I'm totally blaming you. I'm totally blaming you. But what happened is he said something to me, and I thought about when I was a kid. I used to get writing assignments, and they'd say, "Okay, write about any topic you want to," and I'd be like, "Well, I can't think of anything to write," so I'd write a story about having writer's block.
Yeah.
And so, and that's kind of what I did here. Is like I couldn't think of a really good subject, and I thought, you know what, that's a good brainstorming subject. So, and that's the point of the Brain Trust. It really is a brainstorming session. If you have social ideas, leave them in the comments section. We will read them. We will check them out. All of us will, more than likely. Yeah. I definitely will. But yeah, let us know if you have ideas for what we should discuss. Should we discuss how to make feminism great again? Like, focus on. No. I've got some serious ideas for this. Like, listen, here, check it out. I'm as anti-feminist as everyone who has a brain.
Was it ever great? I don't know. I'm just saying.
But
I mean,
look, you can fight for nurses because nurses are the hardest working people in any given hospital, and they do not
yeah.
get their just due. They are one of the main. You want to talk about
Not
wage?
all.
You want to talk about wage gaps, wage versus labor gaps? Nurses. Go talk about nurses. Okay.
I've had quite a few cunt nurses though, so
Yeah, you know why? Because they're underpaid and overworked, and they're expected
Yeah.
to do every goddamn thing in the hospital.
it's not
And
just that though. Some of them
60
don't like
hour
people.
shifts. No,
My-
there's a reason for that, Chair.
Sure,
my
sure.
kids' grandparents, on their dad's side, he is a cardiac nurse and his wife is an ICU nurse.
Yeah.
And the stories that they will tell us.
People treat them so badly.
Oh my god!
Oh, I know they do.
Because you're
And
just
both-
a nurse. I'm sorry, but they know a lot more about medicine than you do. Yeah, feminism wants to be great again. Go fight for nurses.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be saving your life? Not the doctor, it's the
Yeah, but when
goddamn
they-
nurses.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but when you're in the hospital, they continually ask you every day. It's a new nurse, and they'll ask you like,
Yeah.
when you get a new nurse for a shift, right? Because
Yeah.
I was there for like 2 or 3 weeks. They would come in and be like, talk about the pain issue. They'd be like, "Oh, so what do you take for pain at home?" And I'm like, "Marijuana," and I would get like scoffing at me and shit.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're humans. Let them go.
Yeah.
No, but
I
it's
mean,
like you're in a thing talking about medicine, but it's like, why'd you ask then if you're just gonna judge me for whatever I'm?
Look,
Well,
let me ask you this, Chair. Do you feel bad when they do that?
Yeah.
Why? Do you feel guilty?
No, I feel like they're basically judging you on your medical choices when
Do you
you've
really?
tried.
Do you really care?
Yeah, kind of do.
Okay.
Mm.
Because
Why?
when you're dealing with it, because when it's every fucking day that they're coming in and asking you the same goddamn question, and you give them an answer and they judge you for it, and meanwhile they're not providing any other fucking solutions when you've tried like every medication that exists under the sun. You know what I mean? Like they had tried. They made me go through every single medication possible before I could get a prescription.
Okay, so Victor Rand in the chat says that we should discuss the possibility of polarity shifting atomic particles to negate reality as we know it. Now, as far as I know, I took quantum physics in college, and it basically screwed up my entire perception of reality. But I happen to know that that's not a thing.
And
No.
the poles do slowly, like they do slowly move slightly, and they have reversed in the past, but it's not like this overnight thing where they just all of a sudden they're reversed.
No,
And even if it did, it would not negate reality as we know it. Reality.
No. Now, here's my question: is I know this is not really the brainstorming, but here's an idea: is existentialist theory. Is it? I mean, is it actually something that we should really think about?
Yeah, that's another debate one too, where it's like,
is that something worth investing time and energy into, and what can we get from it? I don't know. I think a brainstorming session of what we can get from existentialism would probably be a good brainstorming session.
Yeah. True.
As long as we're all really high.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna go ahead and read Egglord's. I'm gonna back him up for having shit in it. But this is all Egglord's words, not mine.
Yes.
Reality is not real. We all know it. The true reality is beyond our ken. This one where we experience is, in fact, a trick by the demiurge who rules this world. Existentialism is atheist Gnosticism. Yay!
Mm.
Now, back to my own words, and we have Dead Kyle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Dead Kyle.
I'll be right back.
So yeah, I don't know. I believe nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Wait, I'm quoting a video game. Never mind.
I thought you were quoting The Doors.
No, I was quoting Assassin's Creed. Actually, I I actually have a tattoo of that. So. No, in all reality, though, the only thing you can absolutely guarantee to be 100% true is that you exist, and you know you exist because you can think. And that is the only absolute truth you know.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm totally in the dark here. What is the topic of the brain trust of tonight?
We are BrainTrust² tonight.
Ah,
We are storming
Brainstorming
about
topics.
brain trust.
We are brainstorming about brainstorming. We are looking for topics and ideas for not just the brainstorm. You know what? I think Tim is going to go back through this chat, this particular chat, and I think he's going to say there were a lot of good ideas for debate topics in there.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of good ideas for discussion panel topics in there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and reiterate my desire for a discussion topic show on the Academy in the spirit of education.
yeah.
I do. Yep.
That being said, I'm going to leave Dead Kyle in charge because I'm going to go relieve myself. Back in 2 minutes.
You're leave him and not me in charge. That's funny.
Well, you know, I trust the dead guy because he's got nothing to lose.
So
And nothing to gain.
I think you put more value on my life than I do.
I don't expect you to sit there long enough not to like fall over.
I know.
I'm worried about you. I really am concerned.
It's not falling over. It's never mind.
Yeah, I'll take it while you pay.
Yeah.
I won't give you the TMI. Let's just say it's not falling over. It's needing to speed off to the washroom every fucking 10 minutes. Wanting to vomit and feel sick because of my stupid antibiotics. Like,
yeah, hopefully you don't have to take them for too long.
I hate antibiotics because they're like, oh, they're so good and stuff. But it's like, no, they clear out all the good bacteria too. So then you're left just feeling crappy.
Yeah, they gave you some strong shit too, though. They should have gave you amoxicillin or a Z-Pack or something like that.
Well,
what did they give you?
That's why I needed the 24 hours to like get my body used to it. And
it's like cefoxazine or some. It was one of the ones that start with a C, cefoxazine or something.
Ceflaxin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That stuff's really strong and hurts your stomach really bad.
That's the one that when my son takes it, I always have to make sure that I have.
500 milligrams.
Yeah, when my son has taken it, he always gets a yeast infection. So right after.
Oh damn.
It. So yeah.
So it is strong.
Okay, I think I finally have a secure enough position where I won't
no more roboting, Egg Lord.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a discussion worth talking about. Why is medical science so imprecise? I've known too many people who've died from medical error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
to be quite honest.
Well, when you say precise, it's really difficult because it's like
depends on what branch of medicine.
Well, no, science is usually based on you have a hypothesis and then you go to try and actually disprove it. Like that's the way science usually works. If you go to try and disprove it, like that should be your goal. I mean, and that's the thing is some of medical science is still. It's a lot of experimentation until you figure out something that works.
Yeah.
Like dentistry. Dentistry hasn't really advanced in the past 100 years. It's like very barbaric and very old-fashioned.
No, it's not.
They use pliers to rip your.
They use pliers to rip your teeth out and stuff. Basically.
No.
They haven't figured out how to fix bad teeth.
Hold on. Now, I grew up. My stepdad he was a salesman for a dental supply company.
Oh, good. I thought you were gonna say he ripped out your teeth with pliers.
No. He was a salesman for a dental supply company. I can tell you, some of the shit that went through his office was really fucking high end.
Yeah.
It's like the shit that
just because you can't figure out how to use it doesn't mean it's complicated.
I didn't say I couldn't figure out how to use it. I'm saying it's high end.
Well, have you ever watched that show called The Cut or The Nip or The Nick or whatever it's called?
The Nick, yes, about medical technology in the early 1900s.
Yeah, and what used to happen and still does is surgeons will bring in their own tools to use.
Oh yeah. They used to invent their own tools.
Yeah. Not as much anymore, but they used to like invent their own tools and bring them in and try them out and all this shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of a
you-
sanitary problem these days to do that.
Yeah, you can get some really crazy ideas from that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's just
No, what I mean
like,
is dentistry used to actually take a pair of pliers, give you some whiskey, and say, "Here you go," and rip your teeth out. I mean,
that's how my aunt had her teeth plucked out. She had, I think,
oh,
she had like 10 pulled over the course of her lifetime because she had such a small mouth.
You tie a really strong string around it, and then you tie it to the end of the back of a
Yeah.
truck, and you get the truck to drive forward as fast as it can go.
yeah, just tie the little string to my wheelchair.
But you know,
chair, rip them out for you.
like like I said, I've known a lot of people who've died from medical error, and that's one of the highest thing. If you look at like rates of things that cause death, that's one of the higher numbers.
I would think
in the
that,
country.
I would think that in order to have a brain trust session about how to improve medical care would require us being able to get the kind of people on that I don't think we're going to be able to get on. I mean, the cutting edge surgeons and doctors, and I mean,
at least a medical doctor, at least.
because I don't think any of us are going to be taught knowing anything about what we're talking about.
No, I know who to bring on.
The guy from Opie and Anthony.
Steve. Yeah, Dr. Steve. We'll bring Dr. Steve.
Okay. Here, since we're talking about medical.
Yeah.
Now, this is a debate that's actually I've heard a lot from actual people. Is now my mom is a breast cancer survivor. Okay. She actually had her breast removed. Well, she had reconstruction, and a lot of people do not believe that women should be allowed to have reconstruction because it's considered plastic surgery.
I believe it's good for your mental health, but that's more of a debate topic. However, I think how to make. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good brainstorming set. I was going to say you can make a ton of arguments for how a woman's personal self-image is directly tied to her mental health.
Yeah, and then ties to her physical health from that.
I could make a whole entire documentary on that one.
What do you think about the premise of tying? What if we tied?
I'll put it this way: if you had your dick shortened by 6 inches, would you feel like less of a man?
By 6 inches?
Yes.
What if we tied
Probably.
the brain trust? What if we tied the debate topics into whatever the brain trust was that week? I mean,
that was one of the things we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It was the integration of the if you have a really good debate, you'd be like, all right, how do we make this work?
Yeah. Obviously not with the fun topics like we're doing this week, but when we get the serious ones.
Yeah, I did really enjoy how to make the MCU better. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah.
And I'd like to retouch on things like prison reform, because that was our first show and we didn't have a big audience. We didn't have a lot of good guests. And I mean, the guests we have are great, but we didn't have. We weren't.
We need to talk to some of these law enforcement guys that we thought of before.
I really love to get people like Officer 401. Like Mike the Cop. Mike the Cop. By the way, if you haven't subbed to Mike the Cop yet, you're fucking crazy. He is hilarious.
We'll try and get in touch with them for a future date and set something up in advance that way.
Yeah, that would be really great to have one of them on for like police public relations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was a great topic too. I think that one went into overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, that would work.
We could look at things like what are really great. Actually, you know what? Rather than having a debate about the best forms of government, why not have a brainstorming session about how to build the best government from the ground up?
That's
Like if you're trying to build it from scratch.
Yeah, you just discovered an uninhabited island with unlimited resources and space. How do you build the best government from the ground up?
But then you'll get the whole ANCAP thing, right? You know, if you got an island, it's like, why would you create a government and just ask?
Well, because you have 500,000 people to govern.
Yeah.
It'd be like tribalism at that point if you don't have some kind of governing body
Well,
or something.
The ANCAPs don't believe that it would devolve into tribalism.
That's because they're insane.
Yeah. They have not ever watched Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the
I would have used the verb read rather than watched because I didn't know.
There's two movies.
Lord of the Flies was written by a statist.
Well,
Mhm.
can we just look at like past shit and past history in the human world and just see why that wouldn't work? Just sorry, but
Yeah, I've got one last thing to bring up. I think I've once had the question broached to me.
yes.
What separates Eastern and Western philosophy?
It's the
Hemispheres.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a puzzler, isn't it?
There's actually quite a bit when you really get down to it.
Yeah.
I would definitely be down for that discussion.
Because it's more.
Yeah.
The Eastern thing is more about introspection and self-reflection and self-improvement and all that shit, right?
Which is why I am going to once again advocate, Tim, if you are listening, we need a philosophical
yes.
discussion show. We need a philosophical discussion show.
Yes, we
It
do.
needs to happen.
But
now here's another question because you brought that up: is which one is better?
Ooh, that's for the debate show.
Neither.
And how to make the other great again.
yes.
For the Brain Trust.
Yes. Perfect joint topic for that week.
We'll call it Joint Week.
Yeah.
We'll do it on the week of 420.
Joints not provided. BYOP.
It's a beautiful day. Anyway, that's going to go ahead and round out our session for the night. The Academy Debate Shows The Brain Trust is a regularly weekly scheduled show every Wednesday night at 11:10 Central, and you can check out the Academy Debate Show at 9/8 Central here on the Academy Debate channel.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know if you had any ideas for what we could be debating. Or I'm sorry, you know what? What we could be debating, what we could be discussing in philosophy, Tim, or what we could be brainstorming about here on the Brain Trust. You guys let us know right there in the comment section, and I'm gonna let us let our guests go ahead and shill their channels. Cassie.
Well, you can just find me on Twitter or Instagram. That's basically where I am.
Excellent. How about Egglord?
You can find me on Twitter, Egglord the Nosferatu. Yep.
Yep. And Kyle?
Twitter, Mr. Dead Kyle on Twitter, and Dead Kyle on YouTube.
Awesome. And Cherview, tell us about your places.
Yeah, Chairview on Twitter, Chairview on YouTube, Chairview on a whole bunch of social media. So
easy to find.
Don't forget to check out our other shows here on the Academy Debate channel and like, subscribe, check out Chairview, check out Dead Kyle, check out Dolphin Radio. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next week.